Thanks for tuning to the channel. I really appreciate it. Today we're going to be talking about the Cybertruck and Turo. Will it Toro? Will your Cybertruck, if you buy one or have one, if you list it on Toro, would you make money? Well, I'm going to share my opinion, so stay tuned. I'm also going to share the screen. We're going to go on the Toro website. We're going to look at Cybertrucks that are on Toro right now, ready to be rented, at least where I live. And I'm going to show you all that. We're going to look at the calendars. We're going to look at the trips. We're going to see if they're going out. And this is very important. The Cybertruck came out not too long ago. At first, I got a lot of people, off guard when they first saw it because it's not like a typical vehicle. But now it's been out for a little while and the hype's died down and the price, has the price on the Cybertrucks has been impacted. They're definitely taken a big hit. And what I mean is if you didn't order a Cybertruck, right, and you wanted one, you would have to get it in the pre-owned market, and they were doing hefty markups on it. Now that's come down big time again because there's more of them available, and again the hype's died down. But if you're thinking about doing this as an investment, like, hey, I want to get one because I think I'm gonna make money off of it, you really want to do the numbers because this is $100,000+ vehicle still, even though prices come down on them, and the pre-owned market is still $100,000+ vehicle. Even if you find one online that's $100,000, right? You gotta add the taxes, the tag, and everything that goes into it. It's gonna go right over that. Here's some basic math because a lot of people sometimes ask me, "Oh, how do you know the payments, or how do you get a ballpark, right? How do you get that ballpark?" Well, here we go. If you're looking at a car that's $60,000, right? Let's say that's what it is, no more than that. And you want to pay it off in 5 years, you're paying $1,000 a month. So if you're looking at a car that's 100,000 or more, you already know the payment's going to be well over $1,000. And when it comes to a vehicle like a Cybertruck that there's not much history of it being on the road, meaning we don't know the problems it's going to have. Because remember, if you're buying a vehicle to rent it, even if you buy it brand new and you have your warranty, right? If it starts to have issues and you have to take it to the dealership to get repaired and it's sitting at the dealership in the service department, that's taking time away from you having that vehicle and putting it on the road to rent. So you want to have that vehicle. And with something so new, you don't know the electrical problems and things it's going to have that most likely it is having, right? The Cybertruck has its issues. If you have one, you could experience this, and then it would have to most likely go in the shop and you can't rent it. That's money coming out of your pocket. Even if you paid it cash, even if you go and write a check and you pay it cash, if you're not able to make money on the vehicle, the car's depreciating, you're losing money. And if you are making a payment, right, you're paying for a car that's not bringing any money in. If you bought it with the intentions to make a profit, that's not good. Now, I know what you're thinking. This could happen obviously with any vehicle, but with something newer, it's more likely. Also, we don't have a track record exactly how the depreciation is going to be. Yes, it's taken a big hit in the pre-owned market because, it was really hyped up. It was something new. But that's the reason why it took a hit because it's so hyped up. Now that things are kind of normalizing on the Cybertruck's pricing, we don't know because we don't have enough time of it out to know how much it's going to depreciate. Because this is also going to impact, are you going to make a profit or not? Because most likely you're going to eventually have to retire that vehicle, right? And when you go sell it or trade it in for another vehicle, if you lost too much money on depreciation, all that time that you rented it you could say was a waste, right? Because again, if you didn't make profit. Now, I get it. When you're on Toro, people have different, goals on there. Some people just want to offset their payment. Some people just are okay. They're okay not making a profit. But hopefully, if you're thinking about doing Toro and getting a Cybertruck, we're going to do a little bit of numbers. Hopefully, I can help you out. If you have questions, let me know down in the comments. And also, I didn't mention this in the beginning of the video. I am a Toro host. I've been on Toro for a little bit over 2 years. Everything that I use for Toro, I went ahead and put it in the description box, a link to Amazon. So I do have my lockbox on there and my no smoking stickers. Those all been useful for me. They helped me out. So I did put that in case you're a host or you're thinking about becoming one and you want to know what I use. It is on there. Now, let's go ahead and look at the Cybertruck. I'm going to share the screen. And if you're wondering what kind of cars I have on the platform, I do economical cars. So I don't own a Cybertruck. I don't have cars, at that price point like the Cybertruck on there to rent. To me, those are riskier, but some people do well with them. Now on the Cybertruck, if you owned a Cybertruck and you have it on, or I mean, if you own a Cybertruck and you have it on Turo, let us know how you're doing, right? Now, again, I'm going to just share my opinion. I could be right, could be wrong, but based on being on the platform for over 2 years and the way I look at cars to see if they're doing well or not, that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to give you my opinion based on that. So let's go ahead. So in your area, I don't know where you live. Some of you may live in Orlando. Some of you may live somewhere else. I would just go on the Toro website and type in where you live, right? To see how many you have in your area and see what the rates are going. But since we're going to be doing Orlando, we're going to just be seeing the Orlando ones. And then here I'm going to pick, so August is almost over, right? So I'm actually just going to go over to September and I'm going to pick some dates kind of far out. That way we see a large amount of them. Because if we would have stayed with August, most likely, especially since this is Labor Day weekend coming up, most likely a lot of them are booked and we're not going to see everything that's available. But if I want to see how many are in my area or get a good idea, you want to pick a date when you're doing your research that's a little bit further out. And that's the reason why we're going to September and going towards the end of the month. It keeps erasing. All right. I don't know why it's not. Sorry. Let me see what's going on. I'm using the Mac. I'm not. There we go. Okay. It's loading. Right. Put the airport. That's not what I wanted. So Orlando. All right. Here we go. Got that. And now we're going to go to filters. Sorry, I have a little bit of allergies. All right. Filters. And let's see. Tesla. And Cybertruck. So 9 popped up. And I will say from being on Turo, when the Cybertruck first came out, they were going about $1,000 a day. So not only have the Cybertrucks, when it comes to, if you went on Auto Trader, if you're looking at them online used, they've been hit from where they were earlier in the year. And also they've been affected when it comes to their going rate if you're renting them out. I mean, this truck was going for $1,000 to over $1,000 a day. And right here, boom, popped up and I'm seeing them under $300. Under $200 right here. And then some people do have it over 300. But here's the thing, a lot of them are all under, well, not all of them, but the majority of them are under 300, right? You're competing with all the Cybertrucks in your area. So you want to be priced around the competition. So I would say if you're pricing them over 300, you're probably not be too competitive and you're probably not going to get too much bookings. And you want to, if you have a Cybertruck, right? In my opinion, just from what I'm seeing, and this is my opinion, if you're renting it for in the low 200s or under 200, I don't see you making money. I'm going to tell you why. That's my opinion. If you go on Turo, you need to select a protection plan while your vehicle's booked. And Toro's going to take a cut from that protection plan, right? Most people do the 75 plan, meaning you get 75% of the rate and Toro's going to get 25%. So if you're booking it at 220, for example, you're only going to get 75% of that. So you're not gaining the full 220. And remember, this is a $100,000 vehicle, or I keep saying 100,000. It's technically more than 100,000, and it doesn't matter if you're going to pay it cash. You're looking to make a profit. These things are depreciating, right? They're losing value. They're not going up in value. So you got depreciation. You don't know if it's going to have some electrical thing, and you got to take it to the shop. So I'm just busting out my phone, just get the calculator. let's say you went and got a Cybertruck and it cost you $120,000 out the door with everything, right? And to be honest, a lot of people could buy a Cybertruck at $120,000 and we're not even including the interest. So if you're financing it, you could add probably probably come out to 140, but I'm gonna pick 120,000 and let's divide it by 72 months, which is 6 years. Your monthly payment on that truck would be $1,666 roughly, right? If it was 120,000 with interest and everything, you're looking about over $1,600. So these, depending on the price that you get, you could be a little bit under, you can even be over. Because if you get a Cyber Beast and things like that, and again, the 120 is just a ballpark. A lot of people, if they're buying it at 115 or something like that, it's going to go over. Now, I've seen some Cybertrucks and like 105 and things like that, but again, taxes and everything's going to bump it up, and interest. And interest rates right now on cars, they're not the best, especially on used ones. Now, there are some good deals on brand new cars. They're doing some good deals on some of the interest rates if you go with the company that you're buying with. Like, for example, Ford Motor Company is doing some great deals on their brand new cars if you have approved credit. But again, this is the Cybertruck, and if you're buying a used one, you're probably not going to get a great rate. You might get 8 or 9, which is high, and that's going to be with good credit. So if you don't have good credit, then it's going to be in the double digits of interest. So I wouldn't be surprised. Some people paying $2,000 if they got it earlier. Some people are paying over $2,000. So all depends on the price. But look, think about $1,500 to $2,000 a month on this truck. And if you're renting it at $220, take away the 25%. That means you're going to get $165. $165 is what you're going to get per day. You got to rent this truck, in my opinion, 20 times out of the month. And these Cybertrucks, they're booking because we're seeing the trips right here. There's no denying that. But I don't think they're booking 20 times out of the month. Now, I could be wrong. I don't own one. But you may say, you might want to see a little bit more details on that. And I'm going to show you. We're going to click on this one, for example, Cybertruck. All I do here, I go on the calendars. This is what I do. And then when you go on the calendar, so for September, I don't see, if you would see a line, that means either the car's not available or it's booked, right? So I'll look at their comments. If I see in the comments, like they got recent comments, they got a comment recently in August, that they should be active. I believe the car's available. Again, this is not foolproof, but it's just a way to kind of do your research to see how it's booking. In August, I only see one line on the 11th. So this truck might only got booked one time out of the month. And if you go on there, even if you look at one that has higher trips, some of these are new listed, so they don't have any trips yet. But let me see. This one has 15. So this one has higher trips. Let's take a look here. September. All right, they got a booking for September the 1st. They got another one on the 30th. So we see 2 lines. I'm going to assume they're bookings. Again, it could mean something else, but I'm going to assume that the line's there because of the booking. And I see some bookings here for August. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. All right. So so you rented it. Again, I don't know this individual. I don't know what plan they have. I'm just going to go based on the plan that I have. If they're going with the 75 plan, they're getting 165 times 7. And they might have got more than this, but they could have made, possibly could have made more, could have made less. I don't know. But that would be 1,155. From the small research that I'm doing to make the video to show you guys how I do my numbers, and this is just a quick way. If you have questions, ask me down below. I can give you more in depth how I do everything, but just quickly how I would look at this just to see if the car could make me money. In my math, if you're buying the truck because you like it and you want to offset the payment, if this guy, that or girl, if that's what they're doing, hey, they made a little bit over $1,100. That's going to be a big help on the payment. Or even if you paid the cash, right? You made $1,100, letting it out 7 days out of a month, and you had it for the majority of the month. But if you're trying to make a profit, I don't see the profit. $1,100 you'd be in the hole. This car would not be running very well for you. And now again, this is, you know, the area that I'm at. You may be in a different area. Maybe the area you live, they're booking like crazy. Also, if you are financing this vehicle, you want to take in consideration while your vehicle's on rent, if it gets in an accident, it has to go to a body shop or it's a total loss, however long that process takes, right, to get repaired or for the insurance to write out that total loss check. If you finance it, you're gonna be on the hook for those payments. So if you're buying a car that's $100,000+, make sure you can afford the 15, 16, $2,000 monthly payments, because if you can't and something were to happen to this vehicle, if you have no plans on how to cover that payment, you can find yourself in a really bad situation. I see a lot of people not think about this when they do Turo. They just think, "Hey, everything's going to go well." I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying, if you're going to get in Toro, if you're going to buy a higher end car, have a plan to cover the payments in case of an accident, because this is the reality. If you're renting out your car, if you have it on a platform like Toro, right, you do run a risk of the car getting an accident. Now, I know some people say, "Hey, I never had that problem." That's fine, but you are running the risk. And every time you put that car on the road, you're running that risk. So you need to keep that in mind and have a plan. If you hope to, if you're doing the math right now and you're like, "Hey, I can't afford those payments," that's fine. Come up with a plan to do it in the future. Just don't do it right now. Prepare yourself to do it later on. So I'm just trying to give you some tips to help you out be more successful if you try Toro or if you're already on Toro. But if you're wondering my opinion, if the Cybertruck will it Toro, my answer is I don't think it will. I don't think you're going to make enough, at least not on the Toro platform. Now, I like Toro. I think the Toro platform is good, but I just don't see the numbers based in the area I live in. If you're only going to make $1,100, even if you made $1,500, remember your payment, if you're financing, it's going to be $1,500 to $2,000. Even if you paid it cash, you got to pay yourself back and the depreciation. So I think the Cybertruck's cool. Some of you will leave comments down saying it's ugly. I know some people think it's the ugliest thing ever. Some people think it's cool and unique. You know, we have different opinions on it, but does it make money renting it? I don't see it, at least not on the Toro website. Maybe if you're doing private rentals or in the area you live, maybe it does. But again, if you have it and you are renting it privately through, you know, maybe you're lending it to a rental car company to do it for you or on Toro, let me know in the comments, because my opinion could be wrong. And this could help others that watch the video that are thinking about renting a vehicle like this. They can learn from you. But I share my opinion. If you found it helpful, if you liked the video, smash the like button. Don't forget to check out the link in the description box. Also, I really would appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button and followed me. I really, really would appreciate if you did that for me. And thanks for watching.